This guy keeps getting fucking exposed, bro. It's like it's too much. It's too much, chat. We'll talk about it a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to do like a compilation stream just cooking this nigga, bro. Like it's starting to get crazy now, man. It's starting to get crazy now at this point. Yeah. So yeah, guys, so we got a couple things we're gonna cover. We got a lot of stuff. We had a good stream yesterday. You guys know we had after hours. I ended up kicking the girls off because they were being annoying. Dude, the patience is just like waning thin. You know what I mean? And it's like, why am I over here talking to these, annoying ass chicks when it's like, at the end of the day, I just do better doing my own streams. You know what I mean? I'm over here like losing brain cells, talking to these girls. They're rude. They're disrespectful. Like the one chick that was sitting next to me, like she's a moron, main character energy, flipping off the chat multiple times. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? So, we'll still do after hours. Don't worry, guys. It ain't going to go anywhere because obviously, you guys need to, know what the hell is going on. But I also need you guys to understand that, like, I really don't need to do it anymore at all. Like, I really don't. Like it's gotten to a point where I don't really benefit doing it anymore at all. Really, it's like, for you guys, for the squad, for the team, etc. But for me, there's like almost no fucking benefit to doing it, being honest with you guys. Just being painfully transparent and honest with you guys. So, it is what it is. We'll keep doing it because it's important and you guys need to understand and see female nature. It's one thing for me to, talk about it. It's another thing for you guys to see it real time. It's just never going to have the same level of impact. And that's the big reason I talked about this with Rolo and them yesterday. The big reason why the manosphere or the red pill or whatever didn't grow for so long until we got on the scene was precisely because all dudes did was doing what I'm doing now. Reacting to content, complaining in a fucking room, and that's it. Bro, that's not going to do shit. You have to actually have the conversations with these people real fucking time. You got to get out there. You got to do debates. You got to have these discussions. Sitting there in your own fucking echo chamber and yapping about women all day is not going to do anything. It's really not. We really moved the needle by bringing them in and debating them and having you guys see it real time. So it's never going to go away. We're still going to do it. I just could be a lot more honest and say like, yo, get the fuck off the show. Like, I don't care. Like, you guys are useless, which they are 9 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? And we ended up, and honestly, I had Rolo and Michael Sartain there. So I was like, you know what, dude, let's have a better conversation. Kick them off the show was way better. You know what I mean? Kick them off show was 10 times better. I don't even care. I don't even care. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what happens here. Seems like Hassan is complaining about Osmanstein. Let's see what's going on here.
And the first time I mentioned him, you come in here to defend him. Real Ops, you're a Twitch streamer, my guy. Yeah, exactly. And so is he. And yet, no matter how hard, no matter how desperately he tries, no one gives a shit about what he has to say.
Interesting.
It's just strange, don't you think?
This Hassan Osmongold beef is actually pretty gold because guys, Hassan doesn't bot, surprisingly. There really are 25,000 retards that watch him. He surprisingly doesn't bot. But you guys got to understand, when you're a progressive and you're a wokey like him, he has a sizable amount of women that watch him. You know what I mean? So that's what ends up happening. This is why guys like Dean Withers, Adam Mockler, Hassan Piker, etc., Calculus, whatever, like being a progressive, guys, is extremely lucrative, and you can grow your audience pretty fucking well. Pretty fucking well. Okay? Being a real nigga fucks you up. You get censored, you get demonetized, it's like completely non-beneficial from a financial perspective to be a conservative, especially a bit more right-wing. This is why even conservatives, like he considers Osmongold like a right-winger. Osmongold is a centrist, bro, if we're going to be honest.
Yes. You're like a dumb animal. That's why you get fucked over. That's why you're going to keep getting fucked over, and you're never going to understand who's fucking you over. I try to do my very best to explain who's fucking you over, what the systems currently look like, and how there is a bipartisan effort to maintain this process, which is precisely the reason why it's not just Fox News that's up my asshole. CNN is regularly calling me a dangerous threat to American democracy as well. That's why it's not just right-wingers. Lying is OP. I'm confused.
Yeah, see, here's the difference. If you're a progressive, you can be a danger to America. You know, as soon as you're a right-winger and you are, or you're a conservative and they call you a danger to America, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked.
OP is my statement. It's up to you to explain to me what I'm lying about. Anyway, I think I've given you enough attention. I kind of love this chat. Oh, yeah, I'm just trolling, by the way, dude. I'm so above it. Well, guess what, dude? You think you're above politics, but politics is going to fuck you over regardless, okay? Stick around. Maybe you'll learn a little bit. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. I doubt it, but I do.
It's kind of crazy watching like Hassan fight with Osmongold, fight with who else did they be fighting with? Tectone and shit. It's kind of funny. But what kills me is that Hassan is more right on what's going on in the Middle East than Osmongold and Tectone, which kind of bothers me. That's the only thing that annoys me. Is like he's just more familiar on that topic than these guys, which really fucking blows. But what can you do, right? But yeah, Twitch is so garbage. You can't rewind on Twitch. I just noticed that. The reason why is because I wanted to react to this shit right here. Who's reacting to this guy saying this dumb shit over here. This is what I was trying to show you guys.
Do not commit more crimes than white people on a personality basis.
Yo, this dude's a retard, bro. This dude's I don't even know what kind of YouTuber is this guy? He's an IRL streamer, or what is it? What does this guy do? What does this guy do? Mind you could just go to the VOD? What do you mean go to the VOD? What do you mean? I can't rewind this shit, bro. Twitch is fucking garbage, bro. It's fucking garbage. TikToker? Okay. All right.
If you're going to say
what kind of content does he make on TikTok? It's on videos?
It's enough. The type of conservatism.
Yeah, guys, he's still live. Yeah, nigga, I knew. Are you niggas retarded? Yeah, bro, it's still live. You can't rewind it when it's live.
Fashionable. There's not a real market demand for it, and that's the reason why he's suffering. Part of the reason why.
Nice talking about Ben Shapiro.
Part of the reason why he's losing an average of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube daily is because he's not leaning into the madness.
When you've achieved
also people see him as an op for Israel, right? Mehdi Hassan brings up a good point saying, notice how casually Shapiro calls Carlson a Muslim apologist. Imagine if a left-wing commentator calls Shapiro a Jewish apologist. He would call that commentator an anti-Semitic bigot.
That's true. Hate to say it.
He is normalized and mainstreamed on the right, which is true. It's also kind of normalized and mainstreamed
hate
on
that I have to agree with these niggas.
Liberal side as well. Let's be real. The other thing I wanted to talk about with respect to Ben Shapiro is here's Sammy Gold who says,
sorry guys, my TV's acting retarded. I had to turn on one of the monitors. Sorry.
He would get
this always happens.
To look past his Jewishness and accept him for his opinions on Israel as long as they all agreed that Muslims were worse. He's reaping what he sowed. All I offer is a shrug. This isn't even to say how much Shapiro helped incubate anti-Semitism. The problem with Ben Shapiro is this. He's not Mark Levin. And by that, I don't mean Mark Levin is brilliant in comparison to Ben Shapiro. By that, I mean he's not serving an audience primarily of 85-year-olds on Fox News. Okay? Ben Shapiro is on the internet. He has to fight for his viewers. It's a much more democratic process than Fox News is. Fox News has a much older audience. Fox News' audience is built in. Every day, as people get older and older, there becomes newer Fox News viewers. Every day, there's another old person that goes into an old folks' home. That person is now a lifelong Republican and will vote for every Republican and will keep watching Fox News till the day they die. Ben Shapiro, on the other hand, is not on Fox News. He's on the independent side. And for the longest time, he's gotten funded handsomely by the very same institutions that fund all of these other conservative outlets. But if you don't go with the base on the independent media side, you're going to start losing your audience. You're going to start hemorrhaging your audience. Investors are going to start pulling out. And that's precisely what's going on with Ben Shapiro, right? That's why he's losing. Because he's the woke one in the eyes of
Can't
many
rewind,
in
chat.
the base.
Can't rewind.
That's why I kept repeating over and over again.
I'll let him give his analysis, then I'll tell you guys what's going on as well, and we'll react to it as well. Because I can't rewind it, chat. It's live.
50 have an unfavorable view of Israel. It's over. That means Ben Shapiro lost 57% of his likely audience, his potential audience. It's done. And then, pair that up with the fact that, what is this? This requested page cannot be found. By the way, this is how many times the Roaches covered you this week alone. All are full-blown segments to the fans who act like both sides are obsessed. Yeah. No, he too is desperately grabbing onto relevance by just being like, yo, Hassan sucks though. That's going away too. The market for fuck Hassan content is oversaturated. Especially at a time when all these other powerful forces, these institutions are aggressively coming after me. You, on the independent media side, can't look like you're on board with these mainstream institutions. Not only is it unbelievably oversaturated, but that kind of mainstream line of attack causes people to second guess whatever kind of enmity they had towards me. Okay?
Well, hello, everybody.
It makes people go, wait a minute. All these people I fucking despise are coming after him aggressively. Maybe this Hassan guy isn't as bad as I thought he was. Yeah. Once mainstream media picks up a certain cause, it's no longer cool for the youth. Why are you teaching your haters how to hate better? No, I'm saying it's over. The gig is up. In any case, I said the gig. Oh, fuck. The jig is up. God damn it. What's wrong with me?
All right, so let me kind of go through this because he can't articulate himself and he's an idiot. It's very simple. October 7th revealed a fifth column that no one was really aware about, or the people that were aware about didn't want to talk about because of the gross censorship. As you guys know, there were some real niggas that were talking about this shit before October 7th. Myself, John Zerka, Nick Fuentes, Sneeko, etc. I would argue that between me, Nick, Sneeko, and Zerka, especially when we did that stream where we talked about, this topic, right? I'll never forget when we were at Sneeko's place, right? We woke up millions of people because that stream went all over the place, right? At the time, Nick was still, censored at a, crippling level. No one wanted to touch him. Me, Sneeko, and Zerka were the only ones that would do anything with him. And everyone was terrified. And no one wanted to talk about that topic. I remember Media Matters, the SPLC, several Right Wing Watch, all of these what I call censorship outlets, basically is what they are, these censorship outlets that make a habit of like trying to censor anyone that talk about certain topics, they all wrote hit pieces on us for doing that collab, right? And then October 7th happens, right? And people saw what we were talking about come to fruition. And they saw, right, Israel's response in Gaza. And unfortunately for Israel, they were so goddamn focused on destroying and blowing up Gaza that they forgot to do the censorship that they've been doing forever. So as they were focusing on leveling Gaza, waging a war in Lebanon, waging a war against the Houthis, waging a war in Syria, right? Securing the Golan Heights and occupying it like they always have, ramping up in the West Bank, and then, of course, eventually attacking Iran, right? As they were focused on all of that, they didn't realize that they started to lose the narrative on social media. And slowly but surely, videos started to leak of babies dying, people dying, the starvation, the blockade. Everyone was starting to see the real Israel, okay? Because let me be explicit about this. I'm one of the few people that talk about this shit before the war started. So let me tell you guys the fucking night and day. If you mention Israel, Zionism, Palestine, them bulldozing homes in the West Bank or whatever, you would easily get hit with a strike, a ban, a war. Like you would get hit with something on YouTube, okay? You couldn't even say Zionist, okay? I remember vividly bringing Ryan Dawson on the show, and we would have to hit the fucking bell sound anytime we talked about this topic. I remember we had to fucking do the whole fucking cha-ching thing here, right? Anytime we talked about the topic. You guys ever watched me forever, you guys already know. After October 7th happened, right? Obviously, everyone was on Israel's side immediately after. Hell, I even felt bad. I was like, damn, this sucks. This is horrible, right? But then once you started to figure out that a lot of it was propaganda, a lot of it was bad, a lot of it was lies, a lot of it was bullshit, right? Used to drum up atrocity propaganda to, obviously lead to what we will later see, which was the ridiculous leveling of Gaza and the destruction of a highly inhabited area, a heavily populated area of 2.2 to 2.3 million people, 50% of which are children under the age of 18, right? What ended up happening was clips started going viral on Twitter, seeing kids getting blown to smithereens. Clips started going viral of kids being emaciated, not eating, not drinking water, not having access to anything, electricity being gone, everything. And we started to see the suffering. And you guys finally saw what Israel's been doing since 1948. Israel's birthday was yesterday, by the way, chat. They declared their independence May 15, 1948. Their birthday was yesterday. So what ended up happening was, with all of this negative coverage on Israel, because they were so focused on the war, they didn't do what they always do, which is control the media and the censorship. And then it started, because people in the right wing had always been, a lot of people in the right wing had always been critical of Israel, right? For different reasons. Okay? On the right wing, they're critical of Israel because of a nationalistic perspective. Right? They have too much power in our government. They have too much power in our foreign policy. Their decisions keep us in forever wars or perpetual wars. The GOP is infiltrated, blah, blah, blah. Right? And then you could talk about J Power, using it to influence other institutions, etc. That's what the right wing typically argues when it comes to Israel, right? And some of the teachings of our guy H. Ford and Top H, Mustache Man. Now, from the left-wing perspective, after the genocide in Gaza, they started arguing from the humanitarian perspective, okay? Genocide, apartheid, ethno-state, which all of it is true, by the way. Both sides are correct in their assessment. It just so happens that both sides, have different talking points or talking points that they focus more on, but both sides are correct in their assessment of the problem. And both have identified the bottom line, which is Israeli occupation and interference in our government. Right? And what people don't realize is when both the right and the left came together, identifying this problem, this hung a noose around the Zionist coalition in America. So people like Mark Levin, people like Ben Shapiro, Barry Weiss, all of these people that were super strong supporters of Israel, they had to come out and support Israel now. I want to be clear about this. You guys got to remember, prior to October 7th, watch Ben Shapiro's content. He didn't really talk too much about Israel. Right? It was kind of like, we super support Israel. They're our greatest ally, but we don't talk about it publicly like that. We don't want everybody to know what we do. Right? It was kind of a don't ask, don't tell policy. And if you bring it up, we're going to fucking censor you. If you bring it up, you're going to get fired. This is what got Nick in trouble, actually, as a matter of fact. Okay? So anyway, what ended up happening was a lot of these Zionists, right? These hardcore Zionists, they never really talked about the topic. So people like Ben Shapiro, right? Mark Levin, whatever, that you guys are seeing them take the mask off, super hardcore Zionists now. They didn't really talk about that shit too much. They stayed away from Middle Eastern foreign policy. They stayed away from talking about that stuff. If anything, they'd kind of be they'd give you the Israeli narrative and just keep it pushing. Focus more on domestic issues. Let's beat up on trannies, and let's beat up on blacks. Let's beat up on Muslims. Yeah, let's just do that. We're good, right? We don't got to focus on Middle Eastern foreign policy. We don't want to have that discussion. Let's just be culture warriors, right? Because let's be honest, that's what a lot of the right wing is just culture war shit, which is fine. I partake in it too myself, right? I think it's kind of funny to me because I just laugh at these niggas. I don't take them seriously, right? What, you think there's 99 genders? Okay, bro. You know what I mean? Okay, nigga. It's not even, I don't even take these niggas serious, bro. But anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is that these super hardcore Zionists, the entire town were cosplaying, right? As we are Americans, American firsters, etc. Now, other conservatives got put in a weird position. People like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, people that were supporters of Israel before, right? They came at a crossroads. They came at a crossroads because now they're wait, I've always supported Israel. I've been there many times. These guys are supposed to be our greatest ally. They've helped us with attacking these terrorists. Why are they bombing babies? What's going on here? Because you guys got to remember, Tucker, Candace, Megyn Kelly, they all came from Zionist-run media, right? They all came from Zionist-run media. So for them, they never asked the questions. Okay, if you ask the questions, you get fired. They never asked the questions. But when faced with unequivocal proof of a fucking genocide of people dying, etc., now you got to make a decision. Now you're seeing it's in your face. Obviously, they're Christians and they're good people, so they're whoa, what the? This is unacceptable. I can't stand behind this, and they were shocked. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, they were all Zionists before. They were all supporters of Israel. They had been there many times. Obviously, they worked for Zionist-run organizations. And they flipped. Good. Some people might say, that's grifting. I don't know. On this topic, is it really grifting? I don't know. So, anyway, the point, because honestly, I think you lose money by doing that shit. But whatever, that's a whole other conversation. You get banned from countries, you lose money, you lose support, you get fucking attacked by the media. I mean, look at what Tucker Carlson went through. Candace Owens got fired from Daily Wire, right? Thankfully, she was able to rebuild herself. But you are going to have to deal with some real isolation. So, as some conservatives pulled back from supporting Israel, others had to go to the forefront to support Israel. This is when Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro exposed themselves. And in Ben Shapiro's effort to constantly run cover for and defend Israel, he ostracized himself from a large portion of the viewership because a lot of conservatives are Christians. Okay? A lot of conservatives are Christians. Christians are good people. They don't like to watch children die. Okay? They have irrefutable proof of children getting slaughtered every single day, of children dying every single day. Many times dying by things that are preventable. Whether Muslim, Christian, or not, one of the oldest churches in the world is in Gaza. And Israel destroyed it. So, regardless of religion, regardless of skin color, etc., many conservatives are Christians and said, what the fuck is this? Ben, you support this? I'm out. And that's it. And the only people now that watch Ben Shapiro or Mark Levin are Zionists. Idiotic Zionists that are either Israelis themselves, Israeli Americans, or like, stupid Christians that don't know better. Evangelical Christians, moronic evangelical Christians. That is why Ben Shapiro's viewership has dropped off so much. Because he exposed himself as an Israel firster in his defense of Israel because he had to go to the forefront and do it because everyone else backed out. A lot of other big conservatives said, whoa, I'm out of here, bro. I can't support this country. They're killing kids. So him, Mark Levin, and a couple other morons, Glenn Beck, etc., Patrick Bet-David, they had to come out and support Israel. Or they kind of take a more ambiguous approach. Like Patrick Bet-David, right? He's not like a mouthpiece full on for Israel, but like he's fairly ambiguous with his position, so he could play both sides. He's never gonna say free Palestine. He's gonna kind of be like, yeah, well, Iran is bad, and it's we need to take over and all this other shit. So these guys have kind of like come to the front to defend Israel, whether overtly like a Mark Levin or Ben Shapiro, who I would say are like some of the biggest defenders of Israel, or a bit more covertly like a Patrick Bet-David, where he looks at it like, well, I'm on Israel's side because Iran is worse. Because that's kind of a cop-out. Because Patrick Bet-David has business interests, right, that simply do not allow him to say what it really is. I keep it honest with y'all. Many of you that don't know, a lot of you guys criticize Patrick Bet-David. A lot of you guys say, oh, I stopped watching him. It was annoying me, blah, blah, blah. And all these guys have lost viewership, by the way, for this, right? The reason why Patrick Bet-David can't talk shit about Israel like that is because a lot of you guys don't know this. He runs a consulting business. That's where majority of his money comes from. It's a very lucrative consulting business. Okay? The podcast is nothing more than authenticity prop, right? Like, look, I got a successful media company that I'm running. Look at what we're doing, right? To garner social proof that goes to the sales team and then closes on consulting. That's the majority of their money, okay? That's where the majority of the money comes. It does not come from the podcast. I think they probably just started going green recently, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. For a very long time, Valuetainment was red. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole or whatever, but the media business was just the front for the consulting, is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. The media side finally has been going green, or is in the black now. But for many years it wasn't. But it didn't matter because that was offset by the consulting. So the consulting is how he makes his money. So he can't be out here saying fuck Israel and fuck Zionism and all this other shit, because let's be honest, guys. Who are the business owners? You know? Who are the business owners? So he's always been very cautious with any type of anti-Israel rhetoric. He brings Nick Fuentes on, not a live stream. Waits years to do it. Only does it when it's safe. Pre-records it. Doesn't live stream it. Won't have me back on. He's very cautious about bringing anyone on that's critical of Israel. I don't think he's brought anybody on critical of Israel in a long time. Right? And I get it. I'm not like I'm not offended by that. Like, I understand, but like a lot of you guys get mad at him, like, oh, Patrick Shinbet David, you guys make these funny jokes, whatever, which is kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, y'all are very creative. But I know why. You know what I mean? I know why he does that. So, it is what it is. I got an idiot in the chat. User says, Myron, you're not a real American. Okay, user, tell me how I'm not a real American, bro. Let's see what you got to say. It's always funny to talk to an idiot. User SD4WW. Please tell me how I am not a real American. Please explain to me. You got the floor, buddy. Let's see what you got to say. We got time today, nigga. Let's see what you got to say. Your response is, Myron, you think you're following Charlie Kirk's footsteps? No, I'm forging my own path, buddy. I am way different than Charlie Kirk. I respect what he did. I'm not a hater. We could disagree on Israel, but that doesn't mean I hate him. See, I have this ability to still to not hate people just because they have different political views than me. I'm an adult. So what's your response? Let's see. This guy is such an idiot. He says, you think you're following Charlie Kirk's footsteps? And then he responds and says, bro, what are you even saying? Gary Roberts says I grift on black hate. No, I've always hated y'all niggas. There's no grift there. I've always disliked y'all niggas. What you want to say about that?
Hello, monkeys.
There's no grifting. That is dead ass. Like, I fucking been hate y'all niggas. Well, and what? What you gonna do about it?
Hello, monkeys.
Bro said I grift on black hate. There ain't no grifting. Shit's 1,000.
Hello, monkeys.
What do you got to say to that, Aquarius? Let's see here. You said you grift on black hate. That's good. Awesome. And then someone else says, Marcus, the boy in high school, good one. Let's see. Damn, the haters can't even, like, you guys can't even properly do it. Yo, question for you three haters in the chat. I've always wondered this. Why do y'all niggas watch someone you don't like? Huh? Let me ask that. For Life is Too Short 23 and Gary Roberts 19 and user whatever the fuck your name is from earlier. Why do y'all niggas watch me if you guys have an issue with me? Huh? Mods, don't mute them. Don't chat. Don't ban them, nothing. I want to really understand. Why do these niggas watch me if you don't like me? I'll never understand this. Please explain this to me. I'm going to give the haters the floor for a second. Please tell me why y'all niggas watch when you hate. Let's see what they got to say. And just so you guys know, I got the chat on the screen so you guys can read the chat as well. You know, shout out to Bills for getting us that technology. You guys got the Kick, YouTube, Rumble, all of it is there for you guys. So I'm really trying to figure this out, bro. Please tell us, why do you watch someone you don't like? Huh? There's plenty of pro-black Wakanda channels you could go watch.
Hello, monkeys.
Huh? Here comes another idiot. Myron, you aren't black. Don't call yourself black. Okay, Ranjo, answer the question, though. Why are you here? Answer the question, bro. Why are you here? Why? Notice how the haters aren't answering the question. Niggas are in here, and they can't even answer the question. That's just crazy, bruh. That's just crazy. Like, it's kind of funny. Because I like asking haters, why are you here? And they can never answer. We answer, what the fuck did he say, bro? Tell me what he said. Broski, tell me what he said then. I got like 7 screens over here. Do you not see I'm in a fucking battleship over here, bro? Like, look at this shit. Look what I'm dealing with over here. What'd he say? He said, to see how bad your take is and try to comprehend your stupidity, plus you ain't monetized